I had a storm. I'm trying sweet peas hang in a tree, but it had a storm, so I took the baskets out of the tree and I put it on the ground. So what the vines did was, apparently, I guess they didn't like the grass. So instead of growing down and spreading on the grass, it actually went back up. See that curve? Ugh, excuse my nails, it's bad looking. That's a woman that working in the garden, and at this time I can't get to no nail shop, and this is gel, so it's hard to come off. And I'm not going to the store for no acetone, so y'all gonna see some ugly nails. But the whole point of this video is, look, it curved itself going back up instead of down. And I believe it's because I put it on the ground while it was raining, because I was scared that it would fall out of the tree because the wind was so heavy. So look, the little bent, it stopped growing downward and it started going upward. So this is my first time actually trying to grow like a vegetable in a basket. So we'll see if it decides to go back down, and I'm gonna try to leave it in the tree. If it rains, I'll probably just try to get some extra reinforcement, some strings, and tie the basket in the tree, so hopefully it doesn't fall out, and hopefully the wind is not so aggressive that it beats my basket up. But I don't want to put it back down on the ground because I want the peas to grow downwards, or even if it grabs on to another part of the tree, I would be okay with it, attaching itself to this tree, because I can't eat this tree, but I can eat these peas. So with that being said, I don't mind it growing on the tree. And then I just had some plants in some containers right now. I'm not going to really say what they are right now, but you could see what it is. I'll probably post another video of what they are. And I got some seeds in here and stuff. And this is where I got my seasoning from that I was having a video. Now, you see this white stuff? I'm not buying, well, I hope I remember not to buy any more dirt that have this white stuff in it, because the water came down apparently from the spout and hit this basket and filled it up with some water, even though I opened up the release on the side. And now I have all this white stuff on the top, and I cannot stand it. So it's so irritating. I feel like starting this whole thing over, because look at that white stuff. I can't stand it. So that was a mistake. So I'm not buying any dirt that has that stuff in there, because it's so hard to get this stuff out. So I might even just start these two containers over. I don't remember the name of the dirt that I bought, but I'm not going to do it again. And this is where I got the lettuce from. This is after I clip it back. I've got lettuce from this about 5 or 6 times already now. And you see how it's cut back like this right now. Trust and believe me, by next week Sunday, it's going to look way different than this. It's going to, all these leaves, because these leaves didn't even look like this when I cut it this week. It wasn't even that big. But these is going to grow so fast. Now, this is a new dirt that I'm trying. Forgot the name. I'm gonna have to go look up the name. I'll probably post it later. But that's 2 different type of dirts. That's 2 dirt, and then this is 2 dirt. And then yesterday I bought a different dirt to try out, and I kind of like this one better because it doesn't have any of the white things in it. Don't worry about the eggshells. I threw the eggshells in there. But, or if it do, it might do, or did I end up mixing it by mistake? It might have some. I don't know what this is. It's hard, but it's not looking like that. So the only thing I don't like about this dirt is a lot of wood chips in there, and I started to see these mushrooms growing, and I really couldn't stand it at first. But when I found out that means you have healthy dirt, I was like, okay, I'm good. And in there, you can't see it, but I can tell what it is. But there's plant food in there. Like all that stuff that looks brown is actually plant food that I put in there. These have rows of seeds in it. They all haven't started coming up yet, just a few. This is going to obviously take some time. I'm not worried about it because the only thing that's in here is actually different types of teas and herbs to cook with. I have it written in the book in an order like what is what. And I just bought some name steaks, and I'm gonna put the name on the name steak and put it in there so I could be able to say what it are. But I don't know it off my heart, but I have it written in the book in the order that I planted it. And I know there's some orange skin in here. I was lazy. I haven't got a compost container yet, but I just usually just throw them in here, and then I'll come back later on in the week and pick it up and stuff because I didn't want it to have it sitting around somewhere catching flies. I just threw it in here, and I just randomly throw eggshells in here when we use the eggshells. But I got to get a compost container because I don't have one, and I don't want to do it in a bucket. So what you can just put it in the bucket and cover it up and just keep throwing some dirt on it and keep flipping it, and it's not a big deal. But so I'm gonna clean this up on Sunday. I don't do anything today because it's my Sabbath. I'm just walking around and looking at what I did, enjoying the air. And I put a lot of these stuff that's underneath there, but that was because of the rain or whatever. But I'll pull them out and fix them this Sunday and stuff. That's more stuff that's coming along. More stuff. Those are chards, I think you call it. Now here is where I start most of my potted seeds at. They have tomatoes in those two in this one. So this is where and I have some peppers here. So I start everything out here. In that plastic bag, it also has some clippings, some I take it out and I put it to the bottom of the like those orange and stuff that you saw on the side. I'm going to take those out and take what I have in that plastic bag and put it to the bottom of a pot when I'm planting my food. I just throw it to the bottom of the pot and put the dirt on top of it and stuff. So it's kind of like decomposing at the bottom of the pot while the plant is growing. So there's a lot of stuff here. I'm not going to name them all, but you can see there's a lot of Kentucky beans is what all of these are. Those are Kentucky beans. I'm going to plant them all. Just a few more sweet peas that's there. So this is where I start them all at, and then when they get bigger I'll take them and put them in the ground or in a raised bed. And there's some more up there, some more. And this is a strawberry tree. Like I said, when I clip the lettuce, all of that, except for that mango skin, but all of that stuff right there, that's lettuce. This is an old onion. I gotta take it out because it's taking root in the ground. I just rested here because I didn't have time to plant it yet. But this is this is old lettuce that came out of my lettuce garden up there. It wasn't good to eat, so I just throw it in this container. And I just, for the first time ever, started with strawberries. So I don't know what I'm doing, but they were strawberries here, and it's no longer here. So there's only two things could happen. Either my kids found it and said yummy and ate it, or I have a little friend. So I don't know. I wanted to do some raised beds, but I had a 2-in-1 thing I wanted to do. In the front I have a tree that's surrounded by roses. I'm gonna probably do a video of that, but I've decided in the back, and I don't know if I'm doing this right because I did it my own self, but I did that, and I'm using cardboard boxes. It's not finished. I'm gonna do it tomorrow to line the inside, and the plan is to put um, the cabbage and the collard greens. I'll make it in pretty little rows going around in here because I don't want to do flour, and it'll keep me from having to cut the grass up close to the tree. Um, here's a little thing. I don't know what you call that. It's not a bee though, but yeah, hurt me. There's peaches on this tree, so I'm gonna just fill this up with dirt. Probably put some collard greens and some cabbage in there. And this is an apple tree. I've never got an apple off of this tree as yet, but when it do happens, I hope it's gonna be tasty. And right, no, this is not an apple. This is a plum. That's what I did. This one is a plum. Yep, I left the tag on it. Is a, what's it? Let me see, Metley plum. Fill that up with some dirt again, and put some vegetables in there. And what do we have next? We have this apple tree, Granny Smith, and we got to do the fill the bed. So right in this container, I have some sunflower trees in here. I kind of have an idea for this. I have put that there, but I'm thinking what I'm going to do is put a couple of blocks underneath it to make it raise up a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing like I did over there and put the retainer blocks around it. Fill it in with dirt because the sunflower trees is going to go straight up in the sky. Put some blocks up high enough that you can see it. Like it's just going to look like it's sitting in the middle of this raised bed. And fill the raised bed full of dirt in it, and then put the cabbage or the collard greens around it as well. And here's some stones, some more loose stones. And I'm going to do the same thing to this tree as well. We have a blueberry here. We have raspberry or blackberry. I don't know which one made it because it was two I put next to each other. I don't know which one actually died. This is a pomegranate. It's a Russian pomegranate, so it could do with the cold air and live in zone 7. And this is the blueberry. I have to get more blueberries because I want to do like a row of blueberries and raspberries along this line. And I'm not finished with over there. This is a work in progress, but here is supposed to be a line of grape trees and some beans. And look, the beans is growing here. So let's see what up. So here's another apple tree, and it has enough area for me to put another raised bed around it so I could plant more stuff. Here is my pear tree. What I like about the tree too is I'm getting little bits of shades right now, so I can imagine when it really grows big enough, I'm gonna get a good real shade. I could put a little table, a little chair underneath it and enjoy my yard. I don't have to go to a park. I could just enjoy my own yard. So that was my makeshift thing to hold my tree up because it was leaning to the side and it was raining and stuff. It's been there like for a year, so it's done its job, I guess. And here's some pears. So I have a few pears. I'm only a family of 5, and not everybody in the house like pears. So this make do for us, for my size of my family. So I'm gonna put another raised bed there and put some vegetables. This is a lemon tree. I'm gonna do a raised bed around it, but I don't think I'm gonna be in a rush to do it so soon because it's so short. The tree is so short. I'll figure this out. And the other stuff might just overpower this, so I might give it a chance to grow some more. That's a cold hardy lemon too. It's a dragon something. And I have to do another raised bed here too, and that's for my peaches. So we're gonna have some peaches again this year. They usually give me good peaches. I pray to God that there's no storm because the last time there was a storm and it just took a good amount of my peaches away. And I just want to eat good peaches, and they are so sweet. So that's all I have for today. I'll show you guys an update when I finish the raised beds.